Hello, lovely humans. Jen Fox here. I wanted to give a quick overview of a project that my team and I just released on GitHub. It's how to use Azure's Text Analytics for free. Oh, yeah. So I learned how to use this service because our team conducted a survey of makers. Thank you to everybody that gave us data. It's been really helpful in allowing us to figure out what types of projects to build and how best to support y'all. But we also had a lot of open form text responses, which when you are looking at hundreds of responses is a lot of information to process. And so even though I was able to use statistics on a lot of the other types of data, I had to get creative in how to analyze some of these open form text responses. And to be fair, I did end up reading a lot of them. But as we're going forward, I was looking for ways to get key insights very quickly. So I put together a walkthrough because I found the text analytics service really helpful in analyzing open form text. Okay, so in this Jupyter notebook, it walks you through, well, one, what is this service and how do you use it? How do you set it up for free? Very critical. And then I recommend running it locally on your machine. I'm using VS Code with the Jupyter notebook and the Python extensions. Don't forget to install the Jupyter notebook library for Python. Critical, forgot to do that. Things are broken. And it gives you some information on the Text Analytics Python SDK, which hopefully will help you if you need to create your own solution. So basically, since I can't share my survey data with you, I pulled some random Wikipedia articles and I'm processing them here. The Text Analytics service has a character limit, and so I break each text into those allowable chunks, which is about 5,000 characters, and then I save them with a unique header so that we can know which file we're looking at. We get the key and end point, which I did secretly in the background. Oh, and I just overwrote it, didn't I? Well, that's okay. That's funny. We're gonna pause here so I can fix that. Wink, wink. Haha, okay, I fixed it. How do you keep your key and endpoint secure? Just pause the video. Okay. So I'm gonna zoom in so maybe we can actually see what is happening. Okay, maybe that's big enough. That's still probably not big enough. Okay, so take my word for it. Okay, so the output is like, cool, you're ready to go. Yeah. Ready to use text analytics. Hey. Okay, so then you install the most recent Python SDK. You load the service in a variable called client, and then we're going to extract key phrases from these Wikipedia articles. So you can kind of think about key phrases as like key information throughout the article. And what I love about this is it is kind of like getting a Cliff Notes version of the Wikipedia article. And so if you want to very quickly check out themes in a lengthy text, you can use this to do that. Okay, so, value error, what? Oh, because I probably didn't load the client. Dun dun dun, we're gonna run that first. Dun dun dun, we're gonna do that first. I'm gonna laugh if I get another error. Okay, it worked. Okay, debugging live, fun. Cool, so it prints out the number of key phrases. So for example, the first Wikipedia article was A History of the Birds of Europe. Ding! And so the key phrases include John Gould's 5-volume Birds of Europe, John Wilkins' Books of Ornithology, Francis Bacon, that's an interesting one, English Royal Society, blah, 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 blah. So, eggs, there we go, that makes sense. So this is kind of nice because if you really quickly look through, you can start to get a sense of like who are the key people, what are some, other types of places you could go for more information. And full disclosure, I imagine that this service was trained on Wikipedia data, and so it works really well for Wikipedia data. In my own survey analysis, I did find that it worked well on some types of questions versus others. So questions that were super open, I guess the survey was public, so it's okay if I say the questions. So for example, like, tell me about something that changed your workflow as a maker. That one was really hard to analyze because we got a lot of different types of things. Versus tell me about the types of tools that you use regularly. That really helped me to figure out what are some things that folks are using often. So we do key phrases, and then we do extract entities. And entities are things that have a Wikipedia article, so basically like well-known people, historical figures or current folks, locations, products, so for example like the Xbox or VS Code, organizations, and then there's like an other catch-all category. And this is really handy for figuring out, if we're talking about tools, if people are mentioning 3D design versus Fusion 360. So by pulling out known entities, I would be able to pull out Fusion 360 each time that it's mentioned, which is really helpful. Cool. Okay, so this walkthrough is up on GitHub. Check it out. It's really handy, and I hope that you find it useful. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to learn more about text analytics and or Azure. Yay, fun! Go forth and do all the data stuff. Yay!